And let's go through these problems. You're ordering softballs for 2 softball leagues. The Pony League uses an 11-inch ball priced at $275, and the Junior League uses a 12-inch ball priced at $325. If you purchase 80 balls for $245, then find how many of each sized ball you bought. Talk to me about setup. X plus Y equals 80. I like it. And then I'm going to pause this right here before we go any further, because before I write that second equation, I need to know what X means and I need to know what Y means. IU is really, really, really strict about identifying, defining your variables when you are writing an equation. So talk to me about what the meaning is of X and Y here. What about the 11-inch balls? What about the 12-inch balls? How many? Yes. So X equals number of 11-inch balls. Y equals number of 12-inch balls. I knew it. Thank you, ma'am. I was going to say, I know she's here. I talked to her earlier. Ah, that makes sense. Did you get it squared away? Okay. Well, hopefully they at least are aware of it now and they're getting it fixed. Y equals number of 12-inch balls. All right, now I'm prepared to write the next equation. X plus Y equals 80. I have 2 unknowns, so I need bare minimum 2 equations so that I can solve this. What should my second equation be? 2.75x plus 3.25y equals 245. Kind of a toss-up whether you want to use elimination or whether you want to use substitution. I would use elimination on this one personally, but that's just my personal bent on this one. I've seen people, because they're like, well, if I just subtract y from both sides, I isolate x, and I would rather use substitution. Either one of these is a good option on this problem. You guys okay if I do it using the elimination method? Yes, no? Okay. I would multiply the top equation by negative 2.75. And so here, that would give me negative 2.75x minus 2.75y equals negative 220. And then I'm going to recopy the other equation, 2.75x plus 3.25y equals 245. So my x's are going to cancel here. And I end up with 0.5y equals what? 25. Can you divide by 0.5? Yes. If you had to do it in your head, would that be the easiest way to go about it? Dividing by 0.5?
If you divide by 0.5, then you multiply the top by 2.
There we go. That's what I was after. I would not divide by 0.5. I would multiply by 2. Did you have a question, Sandra? Okay. All right. So I would multiply by 2 so that I end up with y equals 50. So what did we just find there before I circle 50 as my final answer? 50 12-inch balls. And I might even put a little dash in there so that somebody doesn't think I'm saying, 5,000 and 12-inch balls. It's 50 12-inch balls, or you could write it down underneath. So how many of the 11-inch balls? 30. We had x plus y equals 80. That becomes X plus 50 equals 80. X is 30 11-inch balls. So far, so good? Cool. Let's look at number 10. You're selling tickets for high school play. Student tickets are $4, adult tickets are $6. If you sell 525 tickets for a total of $28.76, then how many of each type of ticket did you sell? X equals number of student tickets. And what else? Y is number of adult tickets. Okay, so talk to me about the equations that I need now. X plus Y equals 525. Four X plus 6Y equals 2,876. Are you guys okay, since we solved the last one using the elimination method, if we do this one using substitution? Just to mix it up a little bit? All right. Pop that up a little bit higher. So I'm going to solve this top equation for X. So X equals 525 minus Y, and then I'm going to take that and put it in the place of my X right here. So I have 4 times 525 minus Y equals 2876. Distribute my 4. I get 2100 minus 4Y equals 2876. Wait. Yeah, I forgot the 6Y, sorry. Thank you. I'm going to say something did not come out right here. Plus 6Y, there we go. Equals 2876. Now I'm going to distribute 2100 minus 4Y plus 6Y equals 2876. Combine my Y's together, and I'm also going to subtract 2100 from both sides at the same time. So I have 2Y equals 776. So Y is what? 388. And the meaning of that would be what? Adult tickets. All right. So 388 adult tickets. I'm going to use the very simple linear X plus Y equals 525. So X plus 388 equals 525. When I subtract 388 from both sides, we get how many student tickets? 137 student tickets. Right. Do you guys have any questions for me so far? Very last problem. We've got Bill and Mike that are both losing weight. What do we know about Bill? He initially weighs 200. Initial is the same as what on a graph? Your y-intercept. He loses a half a pound a week. What is that telling me? Slope. This is a rate or my slope. All right, so for Bill, how do I write an equation for Bill since I have a slope and a y-intercept? 200 minus, you said 1/2 x equals y. There we go, slope-intercept form. Okay, so before I write my next equation, I have to define x and y. What do we have x meaning here? Number of weeks. Look at your slope, half a pound a week. So x is number of weeks. What would y be meaning then? Not necessarily total weight loss. That's just our weight at any given point in time. The weight loss would come from multiplying the number of weeks with my slope. If I want to know what their current weight is at any given point in time, that's what y is going to tell me. Yes, sir.
Do we need y?
It's asking for the when, but a lot of times they'll tack on another question. I know this question right here just says when, but a lot of times they'll then ask, okay, well then how much do they weigh at that point in time? So I'm going to go through, and even though the question does just ask for X, we're going to go ahead and answer the full question that they didn't ask to. So if you ran into this on the final exam and it just said, when will they weigh the same? And so you just found X, that would be sufficient. Answer the question that was asked. What does Mike's equation look like? Yep. Y equals negative X plus 225, or I could write 225 minus X. It does not matter whether you write the y-intercept first or whether you write the slope and your variable first, but I would keep them both consistent just so that when you go to do your substitution, you have things in the same spots and you don't get confused at all. So I'm going to do substitution. I have 200 minus 1/2 X equals 225 minus X. At this point right here, to make my life easier, because up until our very last chapter, this was absolutely no calculators, I would multiply through everything by 2 because then I don't have to worry about that 1/2 anymore. So I would have 400 minus X equals 450 minus 2X. And then I'm going to subtract 400 from both sides. And I'm going to add 2X to both sides. So negative X plus 2X, I get just X. 450 minus 400, I have 50. Because we've defined our variables up here, I know exactly what units to put on this. This is 50 what? 50 weeks. So if I was going to write this out as a sentence, I would say in 50 weeks, they will both weigh how much will they both weigh? 175 or the same. Based on the way the question was worded, you could just say the same. So we've got y equals 225 minus our X value of 50. So y equals 175. In 50 weeks, they will both weigh 175 pounds. All right. Does anybody have any questions at all about any systems that we've done between yesterday and this morning? If you think of any questions, I am more than happy to answer them for you, but I want to give you guys the rest of the class period today to work on your final exam review packet. You guys are going to have individual work time. If you want to work together, that's fine. If you have questions that you want to come up to my desk and ask me, that's fine as well. Tomorrow, I'll start taking questions up at the front of the room and working through those individual problems. So do you have questions about that? Yeah. Let me just hit stop on the record and then I'll be right there.